Welcome to the Rick Helps Real Estate Show, where after a while, the little voice in your head says, "Why am I watching this?" It's Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday. Wednesday in the real estate world, usually when a lot of stuff just isn't going on. But buckle up, fasten your seatbelts. I got some stuff for you this morning. I wasn't sure that there would be too much in the news, but there is. So we're going to look at the bond market. When bonds go up, interest rates go down, bonds are going down. So for those of you that want to get a mortgage at a record low rates, you still can, but they are going up. So there is a chance that it could reverse and, bond market goes up again. But, people that are in the mortgage business watch those charts closely. I watch them. I'm not glued to them. So I'm going to show you what I see. So I'm going to jump in here real quick and we're going to take a look at our regular inventory number again and show you what we're looking at today. And here it is, folks. Check this out. 4,299 listings on a Wednesday. Let's see, I do it that way. It's not supposed to go down on a Wednesday. It goes down on Tuesday and then it starts climbing back up. Do you think we're going to be below 4,000 units? Okay, somebody says my picture's really blurry and low. Let me check something out here. I don't know why that would be. I must have a bad connection. Is it still blurry out there, folks? Is it the entire screen or just me? Because just me, I can certainly live with that. It must be a connection problem. Somebody's calling me. Elk Grove, California. Going to have to hold off on that for a moment. Anyway, I'll try to get through what I can here. Let me know in the comment section if it's still blurry. I'm going to go back just to my picture there. Is that still all fuzzed out? So anyway, I'm looking at here. We'll just kind of plow through it here, okay? So let's just stay with the data. We're at 4,299 homes. We're still losing about 250 every week. It's mathematically possible, with just the camera, but better now. Thanks. It's mathematically possible that we'll be below 4,000 units going into next Tuesday. That I don't know how I can get any worse than that. If I take a look at different searches here and pull up, let's pull up Sun Lakes. I did yesterday. There was 19 listings, I think it was, in Sun Lakes, and today there's 21. So we got an upward trend, 2 homes. Let's go back and look at Ocotillo here real quick. And it's not that I concentrate on those areas. It's just some searches I put together. So it's easy to go back and look at them. You can see here, I've got 1 million searches for clients, but these are just 2 where I've kind of got the numbers memorized. And Ocotillo has 8, but here's the deal about those 8. I don't count new construction. I just don't. So they've got 1, 2, 3 listings. So Ocotillo, you have 5 that are on resale, and you've got the lowest price one is $549. Got one here for $649, one for $799, and another one for $799. And these are Barberry Place. That's probably on the water. I'm going to check here and see if that's the case. Yes, it is. It's right there on the water. It's not a huge body of water. It's kind of over by Fox Crossing. So not a lot of waterfront properties there. Fox Crossing doesn't have quite the waterfront neighborhoods like Ocotillo does on the other side of Alma School Road, but it's rare that they come up. Here's $1 million home on Yosemite. Love it, love it, love it. Looks great. Yesterday afternoon, I put out a video. Didn't get a lot of traction. but I was talking with a friend of mine who's a real estate agent in Ahwatukee, and she said, have you noticed that agents are just putting up one listing photo? It's like a trend. I mean, and they're just putting up a photo of the front, and they're not even taking a new picture. They're just copying the photo from the last time it was listed. They're saving $120, for hiring a professional photographer. How cheap can you get? I get it. Real estate's selling really fast. I understand you can take shortcuts, but that's not a shortcut you should take with your clients. People want to see the inside of the house. They're crying out loud. They want to see what the kitchen looks like. They want to see the backyard. They're just looking at the front, and it's terrible. I think I have the photo. Let's see if I have the photo here to show you. Let's see. No, I don't, but actually it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just the front of a house. So on top of that, they're putting homes on the market like on Tuesday or Wednesday and saying, available to show, open house on Saturday, all offers will be reviewed Sunday evening. So your client, you're saying, well, let's go take a look at this on Saturday, if that's when you're off. Let's see what, the market, let's see what the home looks like. Well, by the time you get to Saturday, they've pulled it off the market. Now, they didn't intend to. They were planning on having an open house on Saturday and then reviewing all the offers on Sunday. But it's so wicked busy between Wednesday and Saturday. They're looking at multiple offers. The homeowner says, I want to be done with this. Let's just accept an offer and move on. And running at altitude, not providing photos late, I couldn't agree more. So that house, if you see something that says it's going to be an open house on Saturday, you really need to count on it not being there and being available. So that's kind of a trend that's going on now too. Now, the Cromford report doesn't have any updates today. They might by this afternoon. And I'm trying to secure an interview with Tina Tambour, who is one of the analysts there with the Cromford report. And I've reached out to her, so I'm hoping I get a response, and that will be fun. We'll do that live on here. This is an interesting article that I ran into: housing bubble and mortgage debt as a percentage of GDP. Now, I don't quite understand the correlation between mortgage debt and GDP. This guy does. He points out some things, and this is a post he did 16 years ago in 2005, and he's showing this. I'll blow this up here for you. He is showing that, the percentage of household debt to GDP is skyrocketed. And he said many homeowners have refinanced their homes, in essence, using their homes as an ATM. Remember that? People were buying motorhomes. They were buying great built-in barbecues for their backyard. They were buying new cars, and they were using their equity in their home to do that. And what he said, he goes, it wouldn't take, let's see what Tyler says, your stream rate seems a bit low, as it's a bit grainy. Yeah, I'm going to have to check into that. It's got to be a problem with StreamYard. So anyway, what he was saying here, he says, it wouldn't take a real estate bust to impact the general economy, just a slowdown in both volume to impact employment and prices to slow down borrowing. This is 3 years before the crash. These were just some of the red flags he was looking at. So now he compares it to now. And you can see the second graph, the household mortgage debt through Q3 of 2020. And here's the bubble from when things burst last time up here. And here's where we're at now. And there's a little uptick there. And what he's saying is the uptick isn't that we took on more debt. The uptick is that our GDP plummeted. So as a percentage, that plummeted. But he doesn't see any red flags to tell us that we're going to have a problem like we did here in this wonderful little bumpy area. So that's a little interesting. But here's the news on the bond market. This is the bond market. Look what happened on the 16th. Let's see. No, so February. What date is this? This is the 12th at 4 o'clock. The bond market just went boom. It went down. Tried to get back up a couple times. It's live right now. We're looking at, it's trying to crawl back up. This resulted in an 1/8 of a point rise in mortgages. And when you go back and look at this recap that they have here on, at Mortgage News Daily, I won't bother sharing that screen with you, but they're warning people, the lenders, hey, check your rates. You're going to have to do an adjustment. So it went up. So what is 1/8 of a point? Well, we're still below 3%. So it's not panic time. And looking at the chart, it looks like the bond market's trying to rally. It's not falling off the floor here. And the reason is there's a stimulus package coming, 1.9 trillion. There's a feeling that the economy is going to improve. So that gives the bond market some push down. So, the traders are feeling like things are going to get better. So they're walking away from bonds. Bonds are a haven of safety if you're an investor. And so you've just got other things to invest in if the economy improves. So they're walking away from the bond market. And that's an interesting thing because, the Fed, central banks are pushing to keep rates low, but they don't control all of it. It's driven by the market. So if the market's walking away from bonds, interest rates are going to go up. That's a very simple way to explain it, but that's what's happening. Now, 1/8 of a point, we're still at like 2.97. So, but it's so interesting how interest rate sensitive buyers are right now. With that little move, mortgage applications are down 6% versus the week before at 1/8 of a point. Now that's on a $400,000 home, that's a $43 a month payment, $1.43 a day. That's your trip to Circle K for a cup of coffee. So it's not an alarming increase, but it's an increase just the same. And people are like, well, I can't find a house. Now it looks like the mortgage is going to go up. I'm going to back off. Now we're down 6%. That's not alarming either because we're up 15% versus a year ago. So it's, nothing to be concerned about, I don't think. I mean, I think, the chart's kind of showing us that maybe we'll get up to 3.1 at its worst point. But right now you can see, this is live data, it's trying to come up today. So maybe we'll get up to 86.80 here, and erase this plummet that we had down here yesterday. So you can imagine that happened at 4:00 in the afternoon and you're a mortgage guy and you haven't locked in a rate yet. And now you're calling your clients and going, yeah, it went up 1/8 of a point. And so, they're glued to these charts and they're trying to follow them, but you can't predict this stuff. This just went bam, went right down on. I'm not showing you the screen there. Let me show it to you again. It just plummeted. So, that's when it takes a dive like this at 4:00 in the afternoon, you don't have a lot of wiggle room. You're kind of watching this during the day and it's kind of going down. So you didn't lock the rate. You didn't feel there was a reason that you had to call your clients and give them any warning. But then at 4:00, when you're about an hour from going home, boom, down it goes. So that's what they say. It's not a good day in the bond market. So you're probably pretty happy this morning when you get in, you see that it erased almost half of the decline here. So that's better news, but I'm glad I'm not a mortgage guy. I don't think I can handle the stress. So when I look at the market going into the weekend, it's going to be more of the same, if not worse, with only 4,200 homes on the market today. We're going to be seeing homes coming on Thursday, hopefully tomorrow. They start building up. If I were to list a home right now, I would list it on Monday. And because the inventory is so low on Tuesday, you really don't have any competition. So if you're down there at Sun Lakes and there's 21 homes, they got down to 19 yesterday. So that's a good time to sell a home. And if you're sitting there in Ocotillo, there's only 5 other houses, your house gets noticed right away. And for those real estate agents that are watching, I talked a little bit about photographs at the beginning. And yes, I'm passionate about crappy photos. I can't stand it when I see somebody's reflection in the mirror and they're using a cell phone. There's a service I use called Lister Pros, and there are some great photographers out there. And Lister Pros just did a promotion that just come out with this morning that give you a 3-hour turnaround. So for $20 extra, they'll go take the photos and you'll get them in 3 hours. I mean, there's some photographers won't get them to you till the next day, and that's fast. Lister Pros has consistently always got me my photos by 6:00 in the evening. So they take them in the morning or even early afternoon, and I get them at 6:00 at night. Now they're kicking it up a notch and offering a 3-hour turnaround. That's kind of a nice feature for those of you agents that are watching out here that are in the Phoenix area. Reach out to them, listerpros.com. I don't get any kickbacks from them. I just think they're a nice bunch of guys. So put those cell phones away. Make sure those pictures are sharp, and please offer 360 tours so that people from out of state can look at the home, except people in Texas. Texas people aren't watching our live stream today because they still don't have power. They're over there freezing to death. And I don't think they can trade Bitcoin either. That's what I said the other day. How do you trade Bitcoin when the power goes out? Well, you don't. So that's all I got for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry we had some fuzziness on there. I'm going to do a deep dive here and see what that caused that. Have a fabulous Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow.